kind of adjust the way that I'm talking. But I had originally said that once I got to 100 subscribers that I would go ahead and do one extra recording per month. So I'm going to keep my word on that. I got my 100th subscriber the other day, and I'm in a position, assuming my roommate doesn't come home from work early, to go ahead and follow through on my word. So this is the first additional recording that I intend to start adding in each month. This particular recording, I'm going to continue doing my myths. I need to check and see if I already put up my monthly myths this time around for November. But in addition to doing my monthly myths, I'm going to be I do. Okay, so of course, in addition to whispering, I have other things that I do for entertainment. One thing that I do is I work on a website called www.hitRECord.org, and I don't know if you've heard about it or not. It was this really cool website that was put together by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's the actor that played Tommy on the Third Rock from the Sun, and he's also played in a number of movies. He was in Inception, for instance, starred alongside Leonardo DiCaprio in Inception, and he's been in Hesher, and he was in 10 Things I Hate About You. At any rate, I do some stuff on there. It's a really awesome website. Basically, artists of all types come together and put up their work, and then other people come in and take that work and, well, they do more work using it. So you end up having like writers who will come in with stuff, and people will then go back and do illustrations for them, and then somebody will end up turning that into a short film, and someone else will be inspired to write a song for the short film to be in the background, and so on and so forth. So what I'm going to do is I am a wannabe writer, and I don't put an awful lot of stuff up on hitRECord for writing because if I do something specific to myself, I kind of want to reserve that for another time and another place, because anything you put on hitRECord is liable to be turned around and turned into a product. You get profit if that does happen, as well as the company, but you also lose the ability to sell what's called exclusive rights. So I would tell anybody, especially anybody who's artistic, which most of the people who tend towards the whispering seem to be of an artistic bent, but I would suggest taking a look at hitRECord.org and seeing if it's something that's, of interest to you. But since I do write some and put some stuff up on hitRECord, what I was going to do is try to read some of the work that I've put up there each month. So that's what I'm going to do now. Also, this is a new microphone that I'm using, so give me some feedback on it. Somebody had asked me to try to do more soft-spokens, so that's why I said earlier I'm going to try doing a soft-spoken. But, okay. Let me pull up something that I have And these, of course, are going to be a kind of a jumble of things. So, don't look for a thread of cohesiveness necessarily. They're just basically the way I work, the things that I upload onto hitRECord that are written. I pretty much everything I put up there is a reaction to something I found on there. It's artwork that was inspired by something that was already on the site. So, the first one I'll start with was a response to something called the Fall Formal. They had a get together in California a while back, and they were going to get someone to perform a skit, and they let all of us submit skit ideas, and they chose a really awesome skit. It was performed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and how can I forget his name? The best way to say it is the guy who played Dookie Howser. I can't believe I've forgotten his name. But anyway, awesome actor. It's a shame I can't remember his name. That happens to me a lot, though. I'm horrible with names. But anyway, it was the first thing that I had submitted onto the site. So I'll read it. It's a script, so it's only written in certain parts. And yeah, so I'll just read it from beginning to end. The way I have it set up is it was for an actor and an actress. So X is the actor, Y is the actress. And I guess I'll go ahead and designate who's talking by saying X and Y preceding their statement. X opens up the scene by announcing the following to the audience. In this scene appear a man who likes a woman and a woman who is as yet unaware of his enamored interest. The actor and actress then take their seats. X looks at something in his hand, and probably not time for this, puts it back in his pocket. Why? The movie's been pretty shitty so far. X. Yeah, well, I talked with Corey and Walsh on the way in. They're two of the other ushers I work with, and they said that no one had a chance to review the reel before first show, so it could get even worse when they start back up again. I'm sorry, I should have known to take you to a different theater than the one I work at. It's not like I don't know how festive with screw-ups we are. Why? Oh no, don't worry about that. It doesn't bother me if y'all are incompetent. I mean the theater, of course, not you. You really came through giving me the chance to see the first showing and all. X. Anything for you, hun. I'd lay down my life. I'd walk through the tundra naked. I'd cohabitate with cannibals. Why? The tickets were free because you work here, right? X. I'd be cheap and use free tickets to fulfill your wildest dreams. I'm glad I could do it, though. We've been friends for a long time now. Why? Yeah, we have. How long has it been? X looks at watch. 3 years, 1 week, 5 days, 7 hours, and 25 minutes in the next. 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. Why? How do you know that? X. My sister gave birth to my nephew at the exact time you and I met. Mom was so happy someone finally gave her a grandchild. She had watches engraved and gave them to all of her other kids as a kind of reminder about some kind of clock. That worked well, obviously. Why? That's a biological clock. X. No, it's made by some German company, I think. Why? Right. Okay, that makes sense. Otherwise I'd be creeped out you knew it down to the second like that. X. Of course, although I'm not sure what Germans have to do with that. Why? So, how much longer do you think it will be before they start the movie back up again? X. I don't know. They said we had 5 minutes, but that could be 20 with the highly intelligent dud muffins we have working here. Why? Wonder what we should talk about. Silence. X. Oh, Deus Ex Machina. Starts to pull something out of his pockets. Why? Wait, day of sex? What? What are you pulling out of your pants? X. No, deus ex, not day of sex or deus sex, though that probably means God's sex, which in Greek culture might be radical, but in many other religions just leaves you pregnant without any idea why. Kind of like my sister. But if you were looking for good godlike sex, you've come to the right. Why? Didn't most people who made it with the gods end up having a horrible fate in Greek mythology? Hera was especially cruel to Zeus's consorts. Turned one to a horse. X. You know all that, but don't know what Deus Ex Machina means? Deus Ex Machina is a term that can be used to mean something introduced earlier in a story that later inscrutably becomes the protagonist's salvation. Why? Those are big words. X. I know. I practiced them in front of the mirror for several hours just in case I had to say them someday. Pauses and smiles at the audience. So I saw this quiz the other day and thought it sounded interesting, so I stuffed it in my pocket in case I had someone to take it with. Looks like you're the lucky lady, Toots. Why? You found it? Says holding it and looking at it. It looks like you wrote it. Any particular reason this is written in pencil? In your handwriting? Joe looks guiltily as an aside to the audience. X. It was in a magazine. Why? Your magazine? X. Belonged to a friend. Why? Copy machine? X. Didn't have one. Why? Couldn't borrow it? X. They're rather attached to their issues. Why? Couldn't tear it out? X. They're attached to their issues. Tearing out a chunk would be life-threatening. Pause. And that'd be rude. Pause. What kind of question is that? Why? Just a question. Seems like a lot of trouble to go through for a quiz. X. Yeah, carpal tunnel city. Holds hand up like it's hurt. Make my effort worth its use. Let's give it a whirl. Why? Question 1. Will you go out with me? X. What? Looks at it. That's not question 1, that's question 6. Turn it over and start at the beginning, you doof. Why? They aren't numbered. I just said that reflexively. X. Other side, forget the man behind the curtain. She looks seriously at him. He turns it over. The first question is, why? Will you go out with me? X. No, we've established that that's the 6th question. Why? But it is the ultimate question that one of this quiz is supposed to get to, right? X. Turns the paper over. Well, there is this extra part that says check yes or no, but that isn't really a question so much as an imperative. Why? So, do you want to just skip all the other ones and get to the last one? X. No, I don't. I spent a lot of time transcribing these, so let's go through them all, huh? Why? Okay. X goes to begin reading, and she keeps looking at him as if he's making a comical error. X. Oh, no, quit looking at me like that. You're getting me all tongue-twisted. Looks in a frustrated manner from the paper to her and back, but in a way that is exaggerated enough to be funny for the audience. Why? We could skip to that part. Pause. But no, you go on. X. Quickly, passing dumbfounded look followed by realization. No, wait a minute, you go on. Looks excited. Cues some type of music or something to indicate the show is about to start. Why? Oh, hey, look, the show is about to start back up. I guess we should settle back in and watch. X. But it's been shitty so far. This was just getting good. Why? But honey, you had to lay your life down, cross a tundra naked, live with cannibals. X. I got free tickets because I work here. Some sushing from off stage, and he says, I guess it's not quite time for this. As the lights dim down, we see why I give him a kiss on the cheek. Okay, cool. So that's the first one. Let's see what else I want to read. Alright. And I do hope that these are enjoyable. I don't know how long I will tape. Probably won't read you every single thing. I mean, at this point, I've already got a 14-minute long whisper. That's not too bad, actually. One good thing, though, is I end up writing a lot of what are called tiny stories. HR has these things called tiny stories where basically you just tell a really short story in like 2 stanzas worth of a poem, basically. And then I have a few things that are just plain out poems that I did or similar such. Maybe I'll read something like that real quick. I know I have two holiday type ones. One that I did around Halloween, and one that I did not for Christmas, but it is a Christmas carol that I made up in response to something that something I almost said to one of my friends the other day. I'll read those two, and then I'll call that the recording for this time around. I hope my computer isn't picking up in the background. Okay. The first holiday-related one is for Halloween. And it's called Aliens Call It Halloween, and it's Halloween with a G on the end. It's supposed to be sort of like Jabberwocky, a bit. Every maturing orblin should have a chance to go and see the duels and doibs and settered skins on an earthling's Halloween. Such specimens like the spizzy stars all guessy toss between here and Mars, your eyes filled open and OPEC large, have never witnessed these, the duels and doibs and settered skins on an earthling's Halloween. We could jetty then upon a beam, or ride the typic tours and land, since all tours are typic with scriffly tolls, and let the desks actually descend. And best, our mustry suits of spithy stealth we need not bring. On Halloween, our whole pine heads are not considered an alarming span, but instead gain compliment with ball-joy screens from all vapish native man. My orblin, if you should deeply clover to walk in their alacrity packs, to put on settered skins of earth and mirthy at shelters for mortious snacks. All tours are tepic with scriffly tolls, and the price includes roggy earthling clothes, so you too can don the Laura's look of a duel or doy bearing bulging sacks. You can gather many spurbish things for us to quantify and take back. Try their cubes of Erwink hue, and with caxy blow out limpsy spears, or the spikes with tuttled stripes across, or the dargled bars, or the crackle sleers. There are treats and wrappers, and spucked on sticks, and lapstick bags and boxed. Apple rocks with skimps and coats, star explosives, lollipops, and gunny bears. A host of wani candy that experiment results suggested avant the fear. Such specimens like the spizzy stars, all guessy tossed between here and Mars, your eyes filled open and OPEC large, have never witnessed these, the best in feast of duels and doibs and settered skins on Halloween. Okay, and the next holiday-related one is for Christmas, and it's called Cookie Apocalypse, an early carol for Christmas Eve. Grab your gun. It's actually a song, so this is a carol. Grab your guns and come on, boys, it's Christmas Eve today. A threat has come to test us tons and bring us much dismay. Their cruel intent's a homophone for the word slay. You'll never face an enemy deleterious as they. Oh, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting. Grab your guns, we'll kill them crumbs, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting. Break those baked goods one and all, the cookies are revolting. They say that it was magic, whispered by a child. He wanted little cookie buddies just to make him smile. His Yuletide wish was granted, all was very great, until he left his cookie buddies out on Santa's plate. Now Saint Nick has a sweet tooth, everyone knows that. The time-long proven recompense for his travels is a snack. But Earth's cataclysm was catalyzed when he went to bite, for the ire of all cookies was riled up, and they decided it was time to fight. Oh, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting, grab your guns, we'll kill them crumbs, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting. Break those baked goods one and all, the cookies are revolting. The peanut butter gunners line the gutters along the streets. The oatmeal raisins are armed with rocket launchers raising heat. The Oreos may have no clothes, but they have got grenades. The snickerdoodle snipers aim to put you in your grave. knives, the white chip macadamia in their mania kick and claw. The gingerbread men walk among us, cutting us down with saws. The chocolate chips have sharpened ships from forks and spoons and knives. Oh my God, the doughs of war have all been mobilized. Oh, the cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting. Grab your guns, we'll kill them crumbs, the cookies are revolting. The cookies are revolting, the cookies are revolting. Break those baked goods, one and all, the cookies are revolting. Their weaknesses are ovens, milk, and mold, and Tupperware. If you can hold out long enough, they'll go stale in the air. The rain will make them soggy, and the fridge will make them sleep. When all else fails, it's them or you. At last, just use your teeth. Take my true and tried advice, or maybe this is all a lie. I could be a cookie spy. No, that's just ridiculous. I don't have icing for eyes. Oh, the cookies are revolting. The cookies are revolting. Grab your guns, we'll kill them crumbs. The cookies are revolting. The cookies are revolting. The cookies are revolting. Break those baked goods, one and all. The cookies are revolting. Grab your guns and come on, boys. It's Christmas Eve today. A threat has come to test us tons and bring us much dismay. Their cool intent's a homophone for the word slay. You'll never face an enemy delicious as they. And the author's note on this was inspired by an event that happened last night. A friend of mine was making some cookies while I was at her house. While I was in another room, I heard her cry in alarm at something that happened in the kitchen. I almost shouted out to her, "Are the cookies revolting?" but stopped myself just in time, remembering that revolt can have more than one meaning, and with food involved, she might receive it the wrong way. It made me think of this though, so yeah, I think it's kind of cute. Hopefully you do too. The only notes I can think of are, the word deleterious isn't a real word. It's a combination of the words delicious and deleterious. And were anything to be done with this on HR, Oreos would probably be replaced with those cream-filled blokes. That's it. Let me know what you think. Cheers. Oh, and Merry Christmas. Way early. Laugh out loud. Yeah, that's those are some things that I've written on HR, or that have been posted on HR, which I have taken the time to look at. Yeah. So I guess what I'll do is I'll stop here and let you tell me if this is something you would like me to continue doing. If I don't hear back from you, I'll just assume that that's a silent majority yes. But hopefully this has been somewhat relaxing, if not relaxing, entertaining, and at best both. But I do appreciate you taking the time to listen. Thank you for subscribing, and I will try to get this up soon, as well as another myth if I